Today's topic of discussion is ICK for women. Now, in today's society, many men are unfortunately doing all the wrong things when it comes to attracting women. They're giving women the ick without even realizing it. So there's guys even in relationships with women, and effectively on a day-to-day basis, they're giving too much attention, too much validation. The woman's getting more and more icked out each and every single day. And then she starts to become more moody, argumentative, and starts to push him away. Problem is, guys are effectively giving women all these icks without even realizing it. So we're going to be discussing the key points in some of the major icks and how you guys can avoid them and to not do any of these. So the first point is attention. Now, attention has an inverse relationship when it comes to women. The more attention you give to a woman, the less it's valued. The less attention you give to a woman, the more it's valued. Does that make sense, guys? Now, guys who are, let's say, working a regular 9 to 5, they're doing an 8-hour shift, they come home and they spend like 4 or 5 hours with the woman. Them kind of relationships, they tend to be more problematic nowadays. Is because in previous generations in society, men would go out to war. They would effectively spend extended periods of time away from the wife, away from the children, and work on their purpose. So this is what I say in all the videos. You guys need to be working on your purpose each and every single day. You can't be a situation, right, where you make her the center of the universe. When you do that and you start to give her too much attention, she'll start to not value you as much, because in her biology and the way she's programmed, she needs somebody who's a man who's constantly providing, and the guy who's effectively working on his purpose each and every single day. She's not the center of the universe. She's a complement to his life. So the least amount of attention you give to a woman, anytime, let's say, for example, before marriage, you speak to a woman for marriage purposes, you want to keep it as quality as possible. So spend time with her, make sure it's not too long. So if it's, for example, a marriage meeting, for the first marriage meeting, you want to ideally spend no more than 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes, no more than that. Get to know her, keep it nice and simple. Get her to tell you more information about herself. Don't just be blabbing the whole time and just be talking too much. This is what the problem is. Guys nowadays, they're just talking way too much whenever they're speaking to women. You want to get a woman to open up about herself and get her to communicate more, rather than you doing all the speaking. So that's the first point. Second point is validation. Now, anytime a woman is showing moody behavior, or she's not showing behavior which is to a good standard, and you are effectively giving her you're giving her more attention on that, and you're saying to her that it's okay for you to behave like this, you're effectively giving her validation for bad behavior. And this is what the problem is. So anytime a woman shows any type of disrespectful behavior, any type of disagreeableness, you do not give validation. You cut validation. You shouldn't be giving validation to women. Do you understand? You shouldn't be giving their attention, more attention, to any time a woman shows any type of disrespectful behavior. You want to cut their attention. So when she shows good behavior, you give more attention during those time periods. When she shows bad behavior or moody behavior, you cut their attention. You stop talking to her. Next point, pedestal. Now, majority of guys in today's society are unfortunately putting women on a pedestal. So if a woman is, let's say, an 8, 9 or 10 in terms of looks wise, a lot of these women, they know very well that their level of attractiveness compared to other girls. So when guys are given all of this free attention, they're effectively putting her on a pedestal. All she is she's just putting makeup on, and she's dressing provocatively. But all these guys are giving all of this free attention to her, and then the woman knows it. The woman knows that these guys, they are just putting me on a pedestal. She doesn't provide no value to the world. She's not effectively going out there taking risks and bettering society. She's just doing it for herself. She's just getting all that free attention. And this is what the problem is. Women get icked out by that when she comes across men who are putting her looks on a pedestal and effectively looking at her as something special. You should be judging women based off of their actions. So a woman's actions and what she contributes to yourself, what she contributes to her family, society, and things like that. Those are the things that you guys need to put more weighting on. Do not put the weighting on what she looks like, because this is something which God has given a woman beauty, so over the man. So a woman, let's say, who's very attractive, beautiful looking, whatever the case is, that's not something which is given. I mean, that's not something which has been earned. Something which is earned and something which is a person has gone out and about and actually done something. That's more praiseworthy. Does that make sense where I'm coming from, guys? Next point is needy. So a lot of guys nowadays, as soon as they start to speak to one woman, they see a basic level of compatibility, and then all of a sudden they become attached to her and they start to become needy. And they think to themselves, this is the love of my life. This is my so-called destined partner. This is somebody who's, from the deen side of it, this is somebody who's going to complete half of my deen, and all these kind of things. Until you're actually in a relationship and you're actually married to the person, you shouldn't be overly needy anyway. But even during a relationship as well, you shouldn't be a situation where you're spending excess amount of time with a woman. You need to be working on your purpose each and every single day. And that way the women have a strong desire towards you still. So that's important. Next point is chase. So a lot of guys nowadays, they're always chasing women. So they're chasing after women on social media. They're giving all these likes. When it comes to social media, I don't like no girls' photos. None, zero. I don't like any girls' photos. I don't like their videos. I don't give them nothing. I don't give them no validation. Zero. Trust me. These girls, they don't get nothing from me. So the reason is because if they're posting a photo of a selfie or whatever the case is, I look at that, I'm like, you just slapped the makeup on yourself and you're just like showing provocative photos, and then you think that is of value. That's not value. That doesn't provide value to me. Like, I can just go on the internet and just see 100 different photos of that. But a lot of these beta males, they're still liking all these photos in hoping to get a relationship with her. So when a woman comes across a guy on social media who don't like her posts, who's working on his purpose each and every single day, he's somebody who is providing value to society. She looks at him and with a question mark, and she thinks, oh, this guy here is different. This guy here is not like these other thirsty dogs who are effectively just trying to sleep with her. This guy here has got self-control and he's got discipline. So she's going to be more inclined and attracted towards that guy rather than these other thirsty beta males. So that leads us to the next point when it comes to beta males. Now, all women they look for an alpha male. So they seek an alpha male. The problem is, majority of guys in today's society are beta males. So that effectively means is a beta male is somebody who puts her at the center of the universe and treats her like she's somebody who's so special that it's a situation where she's just like completely just out of his league, and if he was to get a relationship with her, then he'd be completely satisfied. These guys here are so pathetic. It's just like anytime they're speaking to a woman, they start to give her so much attention, so much validation, and then get her icked out. So when a woman gets icked out, she starts to pull back and then starts to pull away even more. And then these beta males, what they'll do is they'll start to become more needy and desperate, and they'll start to give more validation and start to chase after her even more, and then she just runs off and then she finds somebody else. She gets bored of him. So you guys you need to be working on your purpose each and every single day. You need to be seeing a woman as a complement to your life. She shouldn't be somebody who becomes the center of your universe, and she shouldn't be your main goal and objective. She should be effectively providing value to your life. So when she comes into your world and the infrastructure that you've built yourself, she needs to kind of help assist build you with that. So she's complementing that. She ain't coming along and being like, okay, yeah, I'm seeing all of this right here, and then I'm just building this all up. right now from scratch again. No, it shouldn't be a situation like that. It should be a situation, you know what the saying is. So you've already built the castle, and then she comes along and just like does a bit of decorating here and there, you know, adds a bit of feminine, what do you call it? she adds that feminine touch. Does that make sense where I'm coming from, guys? She shouldn't be building a castle with you. Does that make sense? So hope that makes sense. So yeah, just to give a quick summary, you want to reduce your attention, give little to no attention to women. Validation, you shouldn't be giving any validation to a woman. And then any woman who's effectively not providing value to your life, you shouldn't be giving any type of validation, and saying to her, complimenting her on what she looks like. Never do that. Don't be that type of guy to be complimenting a woman on what she looks like. Next point is about the pedestal. So don't treat a woman as on a pedestal. She should always be looking up to you in the sense of the value you provide and what you bring to the table. It should be a lot more. So you should be actually somebody who tells her what the situation is. This is the value I provide, and this is the value that you're providing. It's a lot less. So you need to tell a woman that she's not providing as much value as, she's not bringing as much to the table either, to as much as what you bring to the table. And then yeah, needy. Don't be needy. So anytime you're in a relationship where you speak to a woman for marriage purposes, if a woman doesn't show the same level of respect and she doesn't value your principles and boundaries, do not over pursue her. Do not do that, guys. You guys need to have some more self-respect for yourself. And then yeah, it goes back to it. Do not chase women either. Let women come to you and create that environment for yourself where you're effectively working on your purpose and you're providing value to society. And then that way she comes to you, and then you build that from there. So I hope that makes sense. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.